Good afternoon, I'm Francis from Xemelgo, and welcome to our demo today. So today we'll be showcasing a rocket assembly facility where we're going to be receiving raw materials coming into the facility, stocking them onto inventory shelves, having it be automatically cycle counted. Then from there we'll release a work order into production and track it through the production process. And from there we'll end up with finished goods that will then track through the Zebra ATR device, and then we'll ship them out through the Zebra portals. The first thing that we'll do is actually receive the raw materials. We have the raw materials that have just been moved through the conveyor belts, through the new FXR90 unit.
FXR90 is Zebra's newest industrial fixed RFID reader. It's IP65 and 67 sealed, which is dust protected and water resistant. It's made to go outside the four walls and inside the four walls. Here in this receiving station, we have Zebra's integrated RFID reader, which is cross-polarized. It can alternate planes, which allows us to read tags in both vertical and horizontal planes. In the other station here, in the work in process station, we see the Zebra FXR90 without the integrated antenna. And instead, it is connected to 3 external antenna ports. FXR90 has built-in GPS, CBRS, so integrated 5G and 4G, Bluetooth enabled, and has Wi-Fi 6 capabilities. It can be powered one of 3 ways: AC power, DC power, and PoE. VESA studded 100 by 100 and 100 by 200, which are all industry standards, so it's easily mountable.
What I have behind me here is our AMR fetch robot, which has an integrated FX9600 with 3 antennas. And as you can see, it's scanning back and forth. It's doing a full inventory of the shelves behind me, and it is fully powered by the AMR. So the FX9600 is in the blue box. It's powered by the AMR. It transfers that RF power to the antennas that are energizing the tags, reading what's on the shelf, and then all of that data is captured and backhauled back to the endpoint via wireless or Wi-Fi network.
Similar to how the robot is automatically cycle counting exactly everything that's on the shelves, you can do the same thing with this RFID handheld. So our Xemelgo app is also available on both of the Google and Apple Play stores. So from here, I'll open to cycle count. I'll want to then perform a cycle count of my production assets. And then from here, production, it'll tell me exactly how many items that it expects there. And from here, I can then very quickly scan this tool crib cabinet over here. And it'll say exactly what's here. So in this case, I have one missing. I can then click on it and say, well, exactly which one is missing. So next, we'll look at tracking a production work order through the facility. So in this case, I have a paper traveler where I want to track with RFID. I can scan the barcode here, and an RFID label will be printed out. And once I tag this will now be an RFID tracked material. And we'll hop over to the work in progress tracking solution. So work in progress tracking solution, if you have multiple facilities, we'll dive into the one that we're currently at. And from here, you'll see the facility layout of what we have currently mapped. We have our current station, which is order release. We have kitting, we have assembly, and finally inspection. And each one of these is a table that has an RFID antenna underneath that is able to capture exactly what's on that table, separate from the others. As a production manager, this also gives me immediate visibility into exactly what needs attention. In this case, I have a work order within inspection. I can take a look to see what's there. And I have a work order that's taking too much time. Maybe it's been sitting for a while and no one's got to the bottom of the stack yet. Or maybe it's already the work is already done, but it hasn't moved on to the next station yet. And so this gives me the information in real time to be able to then resolve the situation right then and there, rather than have this order be delayed and affect the end customer. We can also then look up that work order that we had just created. It looks like it's currently in kitting, so I can take a look at that.
So at this point in the process, we have the staging area where all our RFID items are located on the pallet. They're being palletized, and we have our overhead ATR 7000 RFID reader that is actually tracking the pallets, tracking the items as they go from staging to receiving. This is a beam steering technology, so It locks into multiple tags that are on the pallet, and it'll track it from different regions. It can also do RTLS, so it could do an XY location, but in this instance, we're using it as a directionality feature. So as I pull the pallet from staging to receiving, the ATR will track it and let us know that it went from staging to receiving. So at this point in the process, we are tracking our RFID tagged assets as they go through receiving and onto a truck. What we have here is our Zebra portals. They have a very specialized antenna. It's multi-radiation point antenna, and it basically gives you a nice uniform RF curtain that allows you to only read when this pallet and these items actually go through the portal. So I'll just pull that through. We'll track the items as they go through the portal and onto the ship, and now we've completed our workflow with RFID.